guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Katt and today I'm in the panic room. Today I'm going to show you guys my spring vintage haul. This has been something that's been going on basically since quarantine started. I'm a huge fan of antique stores and thrift stores, and because of the quarantine I've been shopping a lot online just to kind of, you know, tie me over. And as things have started opening up, I've been able to go and do a little shopping and tick some things off my wish list and my unicorn list. My unicorn list of things that I never thought I would find. Yeah, I have still somehow I managed to find them, and I can't wait to show you guys. So a lot of the stuff that I'm going to be showing you guys today are kitchenware because I'm trying to recreate a vintage kitchen in my kitchen. So I'm trying to like switch everything over to like vintage 50s and 60s dishes and items and cookingware. So whenever I go shopping, that's usually where I first look, and I was luckily able to find a bunch of pink Melmac. I don't know if you guys are really interested in Melmac, but it's basically plastic dishware that was super popular back in the day. And I collect teal and pink. So I was able to find these two glasses, which I already have a matching set to go with them, so I was super pumped about that. It comes with these bowls, and these ones are by Texas Ware. They even have like a really vintage like kind of label on them. It also came with a big sort of serving plate and 3 medium-sized pink plates. So, I'm a huge collector of Melmac, so whenever I find it in my colors, I get really excited because I get to add it to my collection. I apologize, there's a lot to go through. If any of you guys have actually watched my vintage cooking videos, you'll see that I have a pink copper waistband canister set. So I was able to find through my searchings pink jello mold, well, pink copper jello mold, Decor. But I see a lot of these like in vintage kitchens, and I've always been kind of interested, but just because with like how coppery these are, I just kind of bypass them. But these ones are actually pink copper or rose copper, so they match my waistband set. So I've got pear grapes, I want to call these are melons, and then some fleur-de-lis. And I think these were all like about 25 cents each. So I have some vintage bakingware and baking things that I was able to find secondhand, and I was so excited because one of my favorite YouTubers, Lacey Faye, tends to use a lot of vintage stuff when she's doing her vintage baking, and I just want to be just like her when I grow up. So I was able to find this Teal icing set, and basically it's super cute. I haven't had a chance to use it yet, but it's got all sorts of fun things in here. Basically it looks like it's a plunger, and it's got a bunch of nozzles that the icing will go through. So it's got about 10 nozzles. So I'm really excited to use that. I'm sure I'll do like a vintage cookie video soon. And then to go with that set, I found this original cookie and noodle maker, which comes with some recipes on the back. And I tried one of the recipes, the chocolate cookie recipe, which was a huge fail. Basically, it was just too rock hard of a dough, and I couldn't actually get it through the plunger. But it's really cool because basically the idea behind it is you have a plunger with a bunch of discs with designs on them. And so you put your cookie dough in here and you put your design on the bottom and you push it down to basically create your design. So it's super cute. I was really excited when I found it because it was only $5 and it was still in the box. And the box has got like all the instructions and stuff and recipes on it. Has recipes on it. To go along with the cookie set and the icing, I've got these vintage 1954 cookie book, cake book, and refrigerator desserts. I thought they were super cute and they go with the decor, and also if I want to pull from any recipes, I'll just pull from these guys, and that way I know they're truly from that era. I never thought I'd be that person to collect Pyrex, but I had to jump on the bandwagon because in the vintage Hoosier in the kitchen, I decided that I really wanted all the vintage cookingware to be stored nice and neat, so when I open the door, it just looks super cute. So I decided that I was going to start collecting teal Pyrex and pink Pyrex. Pink Pyrex has been proven to be very hard to find, and if I do find it, it's extremely expensive. So unfortunately, I have not collected any pink Pyrex yet, but I have had lots of luck with teal. So I found this guy at an online antique auction, which I paid probably far too much for, to be honest, but I just had to have him because it's the true Pyrex, and also it's in very pristine condition. It doesn't come with a lid, but I'm on the look for it. This has got little farmers on it. I know it's got an actual like legit name, but I'm not a Pyrex person. Like I'm really new to Pyrex, so I don't really know the official terms. I just know that they all are named different things, and some of them are worth more than others. But this one here, I thought was super cute. The next Pyrex wear is this vintage snowflake. And this one's been super cute. I've actually made quite a few things in this one already. It's a little more worn on the bottom, and this is actually Pyrex as well. But yeah, like I said, it was teal, it was snowflake, super cute. So I ended up purchasing this off my friend for probably a really good price, but still far too much than what you would have bought at like a secondhand store. But I find with Pyrex, especially teal, it's really hard to find because people they like buy it really quick. And so I'm eager to purchase it, even if it is from a dealer or an antique store, if it's the right color. And actually today, I was able to find the one that goes with it. So this is the white Pyrex with the blue snowflakes, and it's actually from Pyrex as well. But this one came with a lid, so win-win. Now to go back to the vintage baking ware, I was able to find a teal General Electric Mixmaster. It doesn't have whisks, but it does work because I did try it out when I was at the store. The fun thing about this, it did come with a couple clear glass bowls, but I decided not to show them because they just were, I think, thrown in to sweeten the deal. But it goes with all my Pyrex, but it also goes with the kitchen. And the fun thing about this guy is actually you can remove the top and it becomes a full-on mixer. So all I have to do is just find two little whisks to go in there, and then it'll be perfect for all my vintage baking. I also thought it'd be a super cute conversational piece if it was sitting on top of the Hoosier. Currently, I really wanted to make cookies because when I went and I found all my vintage cookie stuff, I also found vintage cookie cutters. So I have a star. I think this is supposed to be Santa Claus, but I'm not actually sure. A big circle, which I'm not even sure what that actually, if that's even a cookie cutter, but it was thrown in the bunch. This is like a little bar, and this is a bell. I have a few more, but they just went really well with the set. And I was like, well, if I'm gonna make vintage cookies, I'm probably gonna need some vintage cookie cutters to go with it. And also it does look really cute when you set them all up together. Now, I wanted a vintage chip and dip bowl since forever, but I wanted a pink one. And that has been very hard to find. But I was at the secondhand store and I managed to find a pink vintage chip and dip bowl for $6. And so I was pretty excited about that because I've had a lot of like family come to visit over quarantine just because, you know, why not? And they were wanting to come and say hi. And I had no chip and dip bowl to serve chips in, and I thought it would be super cute to have one for the future if I ever had family over again or friends. But I wanted a pink one, and lo and behold, I found a nice pink vintage chip and dip bowl. Heading out now into the home decor area, I'm going to show you guys a few really cool things that I found that were very unique, and I'm super excited because I've never seen anything like them before. Now, I was invited to go through a lady's antiques one day. I had messaged her about some chalkware that she had, and she said that she had a lot of stuff that was similar to the chalkware I was interested in. If I wanted to come in and look, I definitely could. So I definitely took her up on that offer, and I noticed that she was interested in a lot of the Asian motifs that were really popular in that era. I'm not really for sure why Asian motifs were really popular in the 50s. I have read that there was like an idea that because of World War II and like the battles that happened in Japan, there was a lot of sort of that architecture and that mystique of that culture that was still very new and exciting to Western culture. So that's what I've heard. I'm not a historian. I have researched a little bit and that's what I've gathered from that. But that being said, like I said, I'm not a historian. But that being, like, all that aside, in the 1950s, there is a sort of like, I don't know, like there's a section of decor and motifs that's inspired a lot by Asia. So I found these chalkware little guys. So I have the little boy and the little girl, and they got little light pink suits, and they hang in the bedroom. And so these are the ones that I messaged her about, and then when I walked in, I saw a ton of cute little Asian motifed 1950s home decor that I just had to have. These super cute bookends. I only brought one up to show you guys because the other one's holding up books. But this is a little girl with a drum, and she's wearing pink and teal, which was perfect for my house. So what I do, I think this is supposed to be like a candle holder, but I'm not sure. So I got a killer deal. I think I got them both for like $15. Like, it was great. And that's how much I got the other ones for too. So I picked those up. I ended up putting a bunch of my crystals in here, and then I have her on the kitchen table, or I have her on the living room table, and I have her friend holding up some books. And they're super cute, and the colors just really go with what I go with, or the colors really go with my house. So I felt like it was meant to be. Speaking of which, usually everything that I buy and everything that I find turns into a happy ending, except for when the cats get involved. I found a set of these wonderful Fire King mugs, and there was originally a set of 4. And I managed to scrounge them up from an antique store when they finally opened up, and I was so excited because I don't have any Fire King mugs, or really any mugs that kind of match in a full set. So I was pretty excited for it. Anyways, I brought it home and I laid them all on the counter because I was going to give them a good wash and also scrub the labels off. And my cat jumped on the table and knocked 3 of them over, and they smashed. Literally the saddest day ever, because they were very expensive and there was no way of fixing any of them. They were a million pieces on the floor. So I have this very sad, lonely Fire King mug by itself to remind me of the very sad day where I lost 3 of their friends. So now I'm on the lookout for stackable Fire King mugs in this lovely shade of blue or pink, but I have had no luck. So, sorry fella. So this is one of the very cool things that I didn't even know existed. But when I saw it at that lady's house, I was so excited and I knew it had to come home with me. This is a lamp. It's got a nice lovely Asian sort of motif figure right here, and a starburst paper background, which is like made out of fiberglass. And then this whole sort of ceramic lovely base that's been spackled. I assume that there was a candle or something in this side here, but I just put like a crystal in it because I have so many of them. There is no sticker, and there is no way of knowing what made it or what the designer was, but there's a full lamp in the background. So when I walked into that lady's house, she had this on in, you know, amongst everything else, and I saw it and I was drawn to it right away because of the starburst background on the fiberglass. That's what initially drew me to it, and then of course just because of the other Asian things I was buying from her, I knew this one had to come home and be with her friends. So very cool piece. Right now it's in the living room in my record kind of, I have a little corner where my record player is, so right now I have her there and I light her up at night, and she kind of just like illuminates the little corner, and it's just so lovely. It's such a great piece. I haven't found anything like it online, so I'm not really sure what era she is from, but she does kind of read that like Asian motif from the 50s and 60s. So she is right now in the living room. I think eventually she'll probably transport it into my bedroom once I figure out that decor a little bit more, because right now my bedroom's more Palm Springs. But as I kind of gear out to maybe a little more of a romantic Asian inspired 50s, she'll make her way there. And I also thought that maybe she might make her way to the client waiting room area once I get that place figured out too. But just so lovely. One of my favorite pieces I've found to date. So heading into personal care now, I'm going to show you a few things that I keep in the bedroom and in the bathroom. I found this beautiful pink scale online in the Facebook Marketplace. I don't know what era it's from. It could easily be from the 50s through the 70s. It's got a lovely sort of, I don't know, tapered atomic sort of handle. I want to say it's a handle here. It works very well. It just needs to be adjusted, but I don't actually use it because I have another one that I use instead. That's also a dark pink. Apparently I collect scales now. But yeah, so this is a lovely pink scale. It does have like hangers in the back, so I'm wondering if somebody just had it on their wall as like, you know, some sort of decorative piece. Right now it's in my bedroom because the pink really goes well in there. Eventually I might just hang it up on a wall because it is so adorable, just the way it is. It's got a quilted pleather front here, a little bit of damage on the paint up here, but the back is mint. So very cool. I was very excited that I was able to find and take this guy home. But like I said, I'm not really sure where she's gonna end up yet. She might just be a piece of art somewhere on the wall. The only thing that I haven't really been concentrating so much on when doing my like picker, like, you know, when I go to the antique stores and secondhand stores and things, I haven't been focusing much on vintage clothing, and that's only because I really haven't had a lot of places to wear good clothing, because mostly I've been at home quarantining or isolating, whatever you want to say, or however you want to put it. So I've saved my money and I've been investing more in like cute vintage pieces for the house, because eventually I would like to do more features of like rooms and different decor ideas for the house and for the panic room. But I did come across this lovely set in a estate sale, and I had to pick it up because I wanted a baby doll and a matching jacket forever, and it was, oh, hello, we have a visitor. Lydia, this guy here, or this gal I should say, she is the culprit for breaking all my Fire King. Thanks a lot, Lydia. Yeah, she's kind of a nut. Anyways, whew. This is a lovely vintage baby doll jacket and jacket set. So it's got these lovely ties. This is the jacket. I think it was handmade because it feels like it had been handmade and like just done with so much care. Don't really know the era of this guy. It could be anywhere from the 50s to the 70s, but super cute, mint condition, and I've worn it a few times now. Super comfortable at night. I like to throw my curlers in my headscarf, put this guy on with my favorite slippers, and just like throw on a really good black and white movie. Makes me definitely feel like I am in the right era. There is no tag or anything, which also lends me to believe that it was definitely homemade. And you can tell even just by the applique, it's kind of been done with a domestic sewing machine. So super cute and the right color. Unfortunately, it's been very sad because I've been able to find a lot of blue, but I haven't been able to find a lot of pink of anything. So I'm still on the hunt for like pink vintage items. But so far, I've only really had luck with like teal and blue. But maybe having the difference in that is a good thing. So yeah, this lovely guy here, just beautiful. So I think I got her for, I think $10 is when I picked her up. So I posted on one of my antique sort of picker groups that I was looking for some vintage cosmetic cases so I could decant some of my personal cosmetics and put them in vintage canisters and things, just so they looked a little bit more cutesy on my vanity. Sometimes you get, like, you know, your cosmetics, they don't look necessarily the prettiest, so you want to jazz them up a little bit. And also I saw that Christy McConnell had done that with a few things with like cigarette cases and stuff of like, you know, early 30s, and I thought, man, that'd be super fun to do in my color scheme. So I put an ad out there that I was in search of some vintage cosmetic stuff in pink and blue or teal, and someone had gotten back to me saying they were selling this lot for $5. So I've got a California, I don't know, this is just kind of like a powdery thing, like it's a tin powder, and I think there's baby powder in it, which really kind of off-puts me because I don't know what, if like that someone had put baby powder in this, or if it was like baby powder from this era, which can be kind of toxic, right? So right now I haven't done anything with this one. It's just kind of sitting on my mantle being super cute on its own. And then we have Pond's Angel Face powder, and this one here is actually completely empty. So eventually I think what I might do is I might crush up some loose powder that I have just to kind of map myself out and reset it with alcohol in this guy. So that way it's just kind of always super cute in a little vintage container, and that way I don't have to worry so much about what, you know, things look like, and I can just keep buying my favorite loose powder and decanting it and putting it in this one. And then also I've got an Avon glass sort of jar here to go with it. And so with this one here, I just actually, it was empty, and so I put my favorite body cream in it. I put my favorite rose body cream from the Body Shop in there. So now I have that. So whenever I want to take that with me, when I'm traveling or even just in the bathroom, it's super cute and it looks really good with all of these guys here. So the three of them kind of sit out in my display area for the bathroom. And then eventually, once I get it actually, like when I get more maybe pink, I can intertwine them and actually put them on the vanity with my makeup on in it. So kind of fun, kind of a cool idea. I don't actually know if it's going to be worth decanting all my beautiful makeup, because by the time you decant it, you need to buy new stuff and then you have to repot it all again. So, but still super cute. They make really fun items, and eventually they might even just make their way into a shadow box in like the panic room or in the client waiting area. So when I was growing up, my mom ran a day home, and she had a vintage humidifier, which I absolutely loved. And then when she quit the day home, she sold it. And I was very sad. So I was out one day during my picking travels and I found a pink one. So the pink humidifier, this sticker says tested on it. I tried taking it off, but then I was so excited to even use it that I just ended up just leaving it. I found this guy for $12 and it is pink, and I just threw a little bit of lavender oil in there, so when it's humidifying you can smell like nice lavender. So it works amazing, and actually the coolest thing, it was brand new because it came with all its instructions inside, and I'll show them to you. So the coolest thing about this humidifier, other than the fact that it works extraordinarily well, is that it came with all its instructions. So it came with a safe products built CSA standards certified, came with that on there with the original tag, and then it had this note, our new 90-day warranty. And the coolest thing was, it actually has a handwritten little inscription here, which says, Twins Pharmacy, Swift Current, Saskatchewan, May 4th, 1963. And then you have your instruction booklet, which tells you how to use it, all the parts, and that was all inside. It was a really cool find. I was so excited because it was the exact same one my mom had, but in pink and not in blue. And sadly, that is probably the only other pink thing I was able to find, minus my scale. So one of the biggest things that I've been looking for, which has been on my unicorn list, is a vintage TV that I could retrofit a brand new TV in. So I could, in the living room, have a vintage TV vibe, but still a brand new TV inside so I can still watch my high definition movies. So I've been on the look for a while for the right kind of TV, and then I ended up finding one which was a huge big box TV at a salvage area. And it was a working black and white TV, so I ended up picking it up. It was extremely heavy, and I was gutting it in my garage when I found an even cooler one on Facebook Marketplace. So I picked that one up, and I also gutted that one. And now the one I'm going to show you is my favorite one. It also didn't work, so I gutted it. So it is just a shell right now. But my goal is to find a monitor or small flat screen TV to put inside so I can use it in my living room. I don't know if you guys can actually see, but this is a Dualette by Sylvania. So the Dualette Sylvania TVs were really popular in the 1950s, and they were actually super rare. They came in 3 different colors. They came in teal, pink, and brown, and cream. Okay, so never mind, they came in 4 different colors from what I've been able to find, and they're extremely rare to find right now. They are super atomic looking, which I fell in love with because you have this lovely sort of arrow motif on each side, and you've kind of got this retro 2-box sort of Jetsons sort of style here. So I gutted all of the innards out because it never worked when I got it. And then the back was super cool. I'll show you that in a bit. I took all the buttons off, and I'll end up probably just gluing them once I get a TV in there. It has 2 antennae, and the back is one of my favorite, even though I won't be able to show you guys, or I won't be able to show the back when I have a TV inside, because I'll have to have it always front facing. But I'll show you guys right now because I think it's just the coolest. So this is the back, and I love that there is this sort of nice atomic triangle here. I think that's super cool. I got it all nice and clean, and now it's just ready and waiting for a little small monitor or TV or something to fit inside so it can now be a part of the living room. Well, thanks guys for watching my spring vintage haul. If you have any questions about the products or have any comments or even information about what I bought that I haven't been able to touch on, please post below. Also, let me know if you guys like these videos or if you would like me to do other different videos. I do have some makeup tutorials coming up as well. And yeah, so thank you guys for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. Lydia says goodbye. She's so grumpy. She's the one who killed the pirates. Why you kill my Fire King, huh? Why you kill my Fire King? So angry. So angry. Bye everybody.